Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. In our last class, we complete the aircraft things. In this video, I'm going to teach about the flight transaction. Okay, flight transaction. You can see here. This is the transaction ID. So the passenger ID is coming from this table. So flight master ID is coming from this table, and this aircraft ID coming from aircraft ID. Okay, so what are the relationship you can see? One passenger has many transactions. One flight master ID has many flight transaction. Okay, one uh, what one aircraft has many flight transaction. Okay, so there is a one to many relationship, right? So we have a one to many relationship. Here this consists of sheet number, booking date, and fare. Okay, right, fare means amount, right? So these are the things are there. So let's do the things, right? So let's do the things. Okay, so here you can see all the relationship I explained. Flight transaction as one to many relationship with passenger and flight master and aircraft. There are three things. Okay, one to many as to, okay, right, one to many relationship. Okay, so many to one means a many, but this is a one passenger has many flight transaction, one flight master has many flight transaction, one aircraft has many flight transaction, right? Let's do the things. Okay, you have to name, but create flight transaction. Flight transactions. Right? So the flight transaction, you can go over here. You have to go over here. You have to select this one. You have to do the relationship over here, the flight transaction. Right? Now here we have to add the columns. So what are the columns here need to add it? So first you have to add it, you have to go to the documentation. You can see the passenger ID, this transaction ID is auto increment, passenger ID, flight ID, aircraft ID. So these are the keys. How to add this one? All the things are we have to these three things are we have to call it as a foreign keys. Okay, so these three things we have to add it. Okay, the sheet number. We add the sheet number, so we have to write as sheet number. So string sheet number, booking date. Copy this and paste it to booking date. After that you have to get here this one as a booking fare. These three things. Fare. These three things we have to add it. Okay, booking date, fare. Right. So now you implement the foreign key relationship over here. So how to implement it over here is this is the relationship you have to implement it. So here we have to write this one table foreign key. We have this one should be the passenger ID. One passenger has the passenger ID. So this is a foreign key. First foreign key is a passengers table. Second foreign key I'm going to attach is the second one. Copy this one. Second one is which is a flight master. So the flight master rename is get it like this. You what I did, you have to do same thing like that. Then only you can have it as a without any error. Flight master. Third one, you have to copy this, paste it below. Here we have to call it as aircrafts. Aircraft ID. Right. Just save all. Now let's PHP artisan migrate. It's migrated successfully. We done the migration part here. You will be able to see the migration part successfully. We'll be able to see the migration successfully. You can see here, you have to structure. Here you can see the what's the flight transaction. Okay, so you can see the seat number, date, fare, flight master ID here, for passenger ID, flight master, aircraft rights, all these were here structured successfully. It has been structured as successful. Okay, this is how we have to do the things. Simply you have to write the foreign keys. You have to write the constraint. You have to write the constraint. Now this is how we have implement the foreign key relationship. Right? So perfectly we have done the stuff. Right? Right. Next thing we have to do implement the right. So I'm going to implement the model. Before that we have to implement the controller. After that we have to model. So flight transaction controller. Flight transaction controller. Flight transaction section control. Press enter key. Now your controller has been created successfully. Flight transaction controller. You can have a here flight transaction controller. Here this controller, what you're going to have to make the model as flight transaction. Flight transaction. Model flight. Right. Now here this flight master, just copy this, paste it over here. Here you have to name it as this flight transactions ID. Here we have to sheet number, date, fare, passenger ID, flight master ID, aircraft ID. File save all. Okay, we have done the model stuff well, right? This is a model stuff. Okay, this is done the side also. Now I'm going to implement the relationship. Okay, we have done the things well. What is the relationship? I have already taught. What is the relationship? Okay, you can go to the documentation. Flight transaction has a many side. One of the passenger and flight master and aircraft has a one passenger has many flight transaction, one flight master has many flight transaction, one aircraft has many flight transaction. So in order to do things, this is a many side as relationship. So as relationship, how to implement the as relationship? Now here what I'm going to do is here goes to my documentation. So this one we have a make it as a, whereas one side is the passenger. One passenger has many flight transactions. So flight transaction. Okay. This is as many relationship. It is into which folder? Inside the app folder. So models. Inside the app folder, there is a models folder. Inside the models folder, there is a flight transaction. What is the ID? Which this is a passenger ID. This is a passenger ID. Flight transaction, passenger is a relationship. As to many relationship. Right? So the other hand, so here what are the relationship for here? So one side you have a flight transaction, we have many. One passenger as to many mean it's a many relationship. So you have the path where app models. This is the table transaction. there is a primary foreign key. You have to write the foreign key here. The same thing, you have to make the relationship flight transaction as well over here. So one side flight transaction table, it's a belongs. It's a belongs. Like belongs, right? It's a belongs. Which table? Which is a passenger table. So passenger. So passenger. It's a passenger. So one passenger belongs to. One passenger belongs to. So this passenger. So we have a passenger app model passenger. Passenger ID. So passenger ID is a foreign key. You have to implement this ID as well. This is a passenger table ID here. It's coming as a foreign key. So if you are not putting this one just blank, it's automatically took. Okay, so if you like for the definition, you write like this. Okay, this also well can also save. This is how we have implement the relationship. Okay, one to many relationship. How to implement now? You can. This is a one side. This is the one side. This is the many part. So we have the many part. The passenger side. This is a many part. Sorry, the flight side. The passenger side. This is a flight. The passenger side. This is a many. You can see as many. Here we have to flight mean here is a belongs to. This is how we implement this one. The same thing we have to do the rest of the things as well. Where which one is a flight master as well, aircraft as well. Okay, so aircraft and flight master. So flight master. So let's go to the flight transaction. Copy this, 3 copies. Flight master. The flight master. Flight master, there is a flight master. The right flight master. Belongs. One flight master belongs to the flight master ID. The flight master ID is a flight master. This flight master ID of a foreign key. Okay, right. So another one is a aircraft. So aircraft is aircraft. Aircraft. Aircraft ID. Save all. So many side your transaction. So many side. So one side you have to go. First one is a which one? Flight master. So how to implement the relationship? Same thing like a passenger. You just copy it. Here, this is not a flight transaction. This is a flight transaction table. As to many relationship, you have to write it as it's a flight transaction model. What is this? This is one as a flight transaction ID. So flight transaction ID as this one. Flight transaction this transaction ID, flight master ID. So flight master with flight master. Right. The flight master, we have a flight transaction, and flight master has a many flight transaction. It's a flight transaction path, flight transaction path. This is a foreign key. Implement the foreign key. Right. So the same thing. So the same thing you have to do this. Copy this aircraft as well. Here also we have to implement the foreign key as well. Here also we have to implement the foreign key. Aircraft, flight. This one is a flight transaction. Here also the what is ID? Flight transaction ID. This aircraft ID. This aircraft ID. We have to edit over here. That's it. That's the thing you have to edit. This is a model part we have covered. I hope you guys understood things well. If you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime. I will continue in my next video tutorial. Thank you for watching.